an assessment? How can we design test? And what should we do to have a perfect test that we can use it to measure exactly and effectively our student performance or our student understanding or our students' achievement of the standards. As I said yesterday, in 1956, to see how we developed we are, Bloom's, the American educator, created his taxonomy like a pyramid, going from down up. He created what is called Bloom's taxonomy to depend on it crafting and designing our questions. We have the old taxonomy. It's divided into 6 levels of knowledge or 6 levels of learning. In the first level, you ask about knowledge. In the second level, you ask about comprehension, understanding. In the third, you ask about application. In the fourth, about analysis. In the fifth, you ask about synthesis. In the last one, you ask about evaluation. This is the old one, the old version. That was created by Bloom in 1956. In the 1980s, it was modified. They said the first level to ask for or about remembering, then you ask about understanding, the same, but they modify the word, but the meaning is the same. When I ask about my student comprehension, I ask about my student understanding. Then they ask about applying, means application. They change it, only this one, analyzing, analysis. Then they change it, synthesis into evaluating. We ask a question to evaluate our student performance. Then the highest rank of assessment, we ask about creating or creativity. The point is, how can we ask about any level of these? Whether you will ask about remembering, or understanding, or applying, or analyzing, or evaluating, or creating. We need a template to summarize the whole issue for us. When we craft questions to evaluate our student performance, if you want to ask about remembering, you have to use some specific descriptive verbs or action verbs. When you ask about the next level, understanding, we have some specific descriptive verbs or action verbs. What are they? As I showed you yesterday, we created a template having some specific descriptive verbs showing how to use them with examples, but starting from up to down, remembering. For example, if you want to ask, who can share me? Because I'm so afraid when I look at the watch, once it comes nearer to 12 or 1, I feel so panicked. So I want you to interact. Imagine that you are 10 o'clock.
What do you want to ask them?
About remembering. Would you mind giving me a question to ask about remembering?
How many characters in the
Great. Here, you see, remembering. Who can read the verbs?
Choose.
Because you demonstrate the fact to your students and they choose. Then the second level, yes. Then the second level. Understanding. One question. Observe. The third level. Applying. List.
Practice. Compare.
The next level, analysis or analyzing.
Prove.
This means that the issue is so easy to design an assessment for our student depending on Bloom's taxonomy to evaluate the 6 levels of knowledge or the 6 levels of learning to evaluate our students. So now the issue is so easy when you design an assessment or a quiz to evaluate your student. Don't depend on memorizing the questions. You have to vary one question to test memory, I mean memorizing, one question to test applying, understanding, and so on. How you have, I think it's uploaded. I think I uploaded it.
Yes, so that we create thinkers.
Yes. Then I want you to come to creating.
Create
Create.
Right?
Mm.
Then
develop,
Predict. Those who teach reading, I think we discussed this point in the first workshop. You can ask your students about their expectation. Even in science, we will next do substances. What do you expect will happen? You instill the culture of creativity upon your students' mind. Even in math, if we multiply, just impose an issue, an idea, and give your student the chance to think, to create. Is it clear? So we use Bloom's taxonomy for higher order thinking skills. We measure their skills of higher order thinking. This is another model of Bloom's taxonomy, and you found it uploaded on your Facebook group. If you want to test remembering, recalling relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Understanding, making sense of what you have learned. The significance of each learning level, okay? Then, applying, use the knowledge gained in new ways to apply. Analyzing, when I analyze, I break it down. Breaking the concept into, yes, into parts and understand how each part is related to one another. Evaluating, what does it mean? Making judgments based on a set of guidelines, a group of guidelines. We come to the last one, or the highest rank of knowledge, creating, putting information together to get an innovative way. Something completely new or brand new. So this is the significance of each level. Each, what do you call them?
Levels.
Different levels of
Learning.
knowledge or learning. Is it clear? That's why I asked you yesterday, when we said if you want to design your assessment in the curriculum mapping, it's better to write, specify, you are asking about which level of Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels or different levels of knowledge. Okay? How many levels do we have here?
6.
Recent educators limit the point. So they collected them in 3 cognitive levels. So we can limit the point in our curriculum mapping. Level 1 in cognitive levels, or level 1. Level 2, level 3. In level 1 you are asking about remembering. In level 2 you are asking about understanding and applying. In level 3 you are asking about analyzing, evaluating, and thinking. Why? Why have they classified the 6 levels of knowledge into 3? Why don't we have understanding with remembering? Or vice versa? Why? Can you guess? Can you guess?
When we understand, then after that we can apply, right?
Because what?
When we understand, then after that we can apply.
Great. Here, this is a specific. بتقول لي فين الكارت؟ Thank you. What's your name?
Sadaf.
Huh?
Sadaf Abbas.
I think you took one before. You didn't take? Next. Sorry. Would you mind repeating your point again? Thank you. Yes. Would you mind repeating your point again? My question was, why did the modern educator, why did they limit the point into 3 cognitive levels? They put remembering in one specific level, then they put understanding and applying together, then they put analyzing, evaluating, and creating together. Because as you have just clarified, remembering is a specific level of knowledge. But here it's too difficult to separate between understanding and applying, because once I understand, I can apply. So they put them together. Then, in the level 3, they limit the point. So when you analyze, you can. Once I evaluate, I can.
Yes.
So we cannot separate between these 3 levels of cognitive levels. So that's why, again, I motivate you. Never be an great. Never be an ordinary person or ordinary teacher. So when you craft your curriculum mapping, please clarify the level you are asking about. Is it okay? Hi. My point